Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
This is Colleen and Mary here at Folklore and Superstitions, and today's topic is Banshees. And that's my sister Mary with the cry of the Banshee, or the wail of the Banshee. Before we get started on this, I want to welcome everybody. We had a few listeners last time, and we would love it if you could leave comments so that we can identify what changes we need to make or in what direction we need to go in. So if you would also like and or share, we are on Instagram and Facebook, I believe Twitter, and you can find us directly on Spreaker.com. So that would be great if you guys could find us. So, of course, today the topic is Banshees, Mary. We are sitting out on my porch in South Florida, and it's a lovely, getting to be hot summer day. Well, it's not really summer,
It's really a
but,
day.
we're in Florida. Okay, so first, what is a Banshee? Mary, do you know what Banshee is?
I don't.
Have you ever had anybody talk, because we're of Irish descent, and most of our friends probably growing up were Irish. You know of anybody talking about Banshees or like having an experience with the Banshees?
No, not a real banshee, but only like, why are you screaming like a banshee?
Yeah.
That's about it.
Well, growing up, my friend Patty's mom, who's from Ireland, talked of the Banshees, and actually Patty talked about it when Patty's grandmother in Northern Ireland passed away, that her mom heard the Banshees in New York. So that's okay. So a Banshee is an Irish fairy woman. The name is taken from the Gaelic ban, B-A-N, or I don't know phonetically how you'd sound it out, but B-E-A-N is how it's spelled in Gaelic, which means woman, and she, S-H-E-E, or S-I-D-H-E, in Gaelic, which means fairy, so Banshee, woman fairy. So when they can appear as a young woman, a stately matron, or a rattled old hag. You got nothing on the rattled old hag, Mary?
Nope.
Okay. So size and features vary between regions. So sometimes they are considered to be tall, but tall for like a little person could be interpreted, or really little.
Are they little people?
Well, that's the discussion.
Okay.
So, because there's such variance, you have to understand what the
stature?
the mean is on the variables. Okay?
Yep, gotcha.
Okay. So, these fairies represent three aspects of the Celtic goddess, or Celtic, I don't know which way, maybe one of my friends will correct me on that. Probably Celtic, a goddess of war and death. And they are B-A-D-H-B-H, don't have a clue, Macha, M-A-C-H-A, or I'm just going to spell it, M-O-R-R-I-O-G-H-A-I-N. I'm assuming that's all in Gaelic. But they're the aspects that make up the Banshee. Or these are the aspects taken to make up the Banshee from these Celtic goddesses of war and death. Okay. What they're usually seen in a gray cloak, cape, may also be seen as a washerwoman, which is Bean-Nigh, B-E-A-N-N-I-G-H-E. Again, Gaelic. If only they taught Gaelic in school, Mary.
I know, right?
So, and that is more so of Scottish folklore. So, a Banshee appears at a family's home during the night, weeps and wails. The Banshee wails always announce a mortal death. Banshees are a lone woman, fairies forewarning of the best families in Ireland of a death, with this dating back to ancient Celtic times, and they all typically, that lineage is the names that begin with Mac, M-A-C, Mick, M-C, or just O. According to tradition, Banshees can only cry for O'Neills, O'Briens, O'Connors, O'Grady's, and Kavanaghs. I don't know where Kavanaghs came into that. And since marriages of other families, they have extended the family list. Other names have been added to the family list.
Wow.
Each Banshee has
That's
his...
probably why we don't hear them.
I don't know. I would think, given how you and I, and our family seem to have a knowing or a...
Yeah, but that's not here in a Banshee.
No, it's not, but you would think it would come along with it. Anyway, each Banshee has their own family, their own mortal family. The thought is that out of love, she follows the lineage across the ocean to lands other than Ireland. The Wales, or Keen is another Scottish term, can be heard in America and England, wherever true Irish have settled.
Grandma's name was Keenan. No,
Yeah, Kevin. But you never know, and that's Scottish.
Yeah, but who knows?
Okay. So, when a member of the family is dying, she paces the dark hills around the house. The white figure is a contrast against the night sky, pale-faced and eyes that are red from crying. And, of course, the wailing continues. So Banshees are also known as White Lady of Sorrow or the Lady of Death. So because so much of this in our lovely South Florida libraries, there's not a whole lot of reference material. And since this is a new fun venture during COVID, I'm going to need to, I don't know what, go to more online resources. So most of this came from IrelandNow.com and Wikipedia. And I start off with Wikipedia and I validate it against other things just to make sure that it's along the same trend. So,
So they're like death foretellers.
Yes.
Like when some people say, like, if a bird comes in your house, somebody's going to die. Like that?
Exactly.
Like
if you hear the Banshees wail, somebody's going to die.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah. So this is a short but sweet one, so I thought maybe we'd go on to a little bit more of, what are your thoughts on this, Mary?
Well, I believe it. I have not personally experienced it, but it's, I believe it could be real. Patty's mother heard it.
Yeah, and she had all sorts of stuff. When Trisha was born, she was about a quarter or a half dollar in the bassinet, and like all these like traditions that I would love to get together with Eileen and go through some of those down the road.
That would be really cool. You should have her as a guest on the podcast. I
know. I'm lining them up. So my thought is that, of course, like, it comes from somewhere, like so many of these things. Can I ever dig down and find on this day in whatever AD, the O'Briens, then this formed this, and this is why we have Banshees? No. But it's so much is lost through oral tradition, in Gaelic, or what was that term they used? Anyway, and then not Norse, but there's another term, and of course I don't have it in front of me. So when Christianity came in, and Gaelic, and then English, a lot has gotten lost. But my feeling with all these things are there's a thread amongst them, so there's got to be some sort of validation along the way.
There's always threads, like the Native Americans have a lot of things. All the cultures have different things.
Yeah.
Like the gypsies, and I don't know what else. I can't think right off the top of my head, but they all kind of have the same things in different ways, so there's got to be some truth to it somewhere. That's what I believe. Right.
Okay, so the next thing, since we're home, I want to go over pop culture and what we're doing. If you can tell by the tone of my voice and how quickly I speak, I'm a little anxious a lot of the time. So, hobby-wise, I started doing something called diamond painting, which is a great stress reliever. I've also found, well, actually, Mary has found these things. They're big in the Midwest. It's not big in the Northeast, and I've not seen them in Florida, but these things called tabs.
Oh.
They're called pull tabs, and it's basically, in my humble opinion, it's online gambling. We follow this page called Misty's Tabs. Check it out. It's kind of fun just to watch what's going on with their family.
And they donate the money.
And then they donate the money to charity. So there you have it. You have anything about pop culture? What you watching? What's your interest?
No, as you know, I'm doing the diamond painting too.
Yeah.
I like to watch the short videos on Facebook.
Okay. This is how Mary finds all these things.
This is how I found the pull tabs and the storage wars. Like, I like What the Hells.
What is that?
It's a husband and wife, and they do storage wars. And then they show you everything they get. And on Sunday nights, they do live auctions of some of the things they found in the storage.
And you can bid on it right then?
And then they also like to do the push coins at the casinos, which is really interesting. I like the way the quarters sound when they fall.
Okay.
So I like to follow them. And I follow these bounty hunters that do insurance fraud investigations. Those are very interesting.
Okay.
So, that's pretty much.
There's a couple of topics if you're home like we are
I
and
found
just.
this stuff when I was in bed with COVID.
Yeah.
So, I had nothing else to do.
And nor does she remember that time.
No, I don't.
Okay.
It's interesting how your brain forgets. My brain forgets all the time anyway. But, yeah. So let's see what else. The bounty hunters, the tabs, the hails. That's about it.
We also.
Oh, I just found yesterday this
Mary,
British
you're
show.
killing me. Yeah.
It's kind of a satire about the royal family.
Is it called? What's it called?
Oh,
Windsor's.
the Windsors.
Yeah, I've not seen it,
So I've only seen the short videos on Facebook.
but yeah.
So I followed them yesterday. There was a very funny one with
Is Megan yet, or are they early on?
Beatrice and Eugenie,
Oh,
and it's very funny. But anyway, that's what I've been doing,
okay.
pop culture wise.
There's also just for you who are, I don't know if you linked this, but in my mind it's linked to these folklores and superstitions. There's this really great lady. She's a medium. Her name is Lauren, Lurine. If you want to go check her out. Very interesting philosophies on what's going on in the world. So, other than that, I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was short but sweet. Please like, subscribe wherever you are. If you're on Facebook and following us on the group, I will share this. If you want to go right to Spreaker.com and like and subscribe to us, that would be a treat. And I think, I don't know if I said this, the resources I used were IrelandNow.com and Wikipedia, and I kind of compared notes, and if they didn't match, I didn't talk about it. So that's it. So, you got anything else, ma'am?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, she's diamond beating away on her bicycle with all of the flowers known to man. We'll post some pictures. Anyway, be good, be kind, wash your hands. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.